So, I am going to tell you everything wrong with some of the Magia Record character designs in 15 minutes or less. I know some people will not agree with some of my reactions. No, this is just fully my thoughts. So, for some context. Madoka Magica and Magia Record. So, Madoka Magica is a magical girl anime, classic what if magical girls weren't so lighthearted, dark, classic, no fan service shots, none of that classic anime, moments. Closest we get is when Mami Tomoe uses her ribbon thing to keep Homura from chasing after them. Then Magia Record was a sort of mobile game, sort of made in the same universe, not a follow-up exactly, with its own plot. With the main Holy Quintet from the Rebellion making an appearance in the main plot. And it's currently being adapted into an anime. And this PowerPoint is about the game. So, many of the Magia Record girls don't have noted ages, but the eldest, who contracted as a magical girl 7 years ago, is 19, with the youngest being 11. Based on the average of the 70 noted ages of magical girls on the wiki, with over 40 having no noted age, the average age of a contracted magical girl is around 14.8. So, designs that make me go, give these children some pants. Ibuki Reida, 14 years old, assless chaps. Mao Himika, 13, assless chaps. Miyagi Shigure, why? Why are there so many kids that the character designers just went, oh yeah, let's give them no protection on the legs. I can understand that, potentially some people would do it. And there are some people who consider the same viewpoint, that perhaps a child would, see those sort of designs and be like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. But when it's fictional characters, it is the designer putting them in that, rather than a actual, child going, I want to wear that. And I'm all for agency, but these kids aren't even 16. And they're wearing nothing on their legs. One strong breeze and you see something. Then, there's also the that is a child, sir category. 15 and 14, and in the art, in the cards, they literally just show, this is not. I understand that for a magical girl to contract, the whole thing is that they have to have hit puberty, because that's what allows the emotional changes that makes Kyubey contract with them. Because that creates a sort of power that they use to counteract entropy. But the fact that they gave a 14-year-old a chest that big and literally made them do a classic anime bouncy anti-gravity thing in one of the Memoria card things is just, it's uncalled for. I think anyone can agree with that you should not be giving children chests that big, especially not with a window above. And then, here are the ones I have deeper criticisms on. The ones that make me go, why would you design them like this? This one's simple. Narumi Arisa, 14. It's clear by vision with the dots and their placement. The rest of the design is nice. But then, it's smooth. You've got, a sort of smooth flowing line, and then you just got a dot. A big, Then, Kazumi. The transformation art. I remember when I got her, I'd seen this, and I was like, oh, she's cute. I bet she'll be a good character. And then I saw the actual art, and it's this is not the art from the thing. Why are there only 2 strips? Why does half her chest have to be exposed? Most of my criticisms are just, why are these kids half bare fighting monsters? The main show had like the arm coverage classic, but they would wear like actual skirts, maybe long socks, and then you just come in to say this with Magia Record. Then Kazari Jun. This was less of an issue of like being uncovered and more of an issue of this character is described as being bright, colorful. The person who is like childish would be eating like she shares candy with kids, and she looks like someone dropped her in a vat of bleach. White lab coat, just black and white. She looks more like she'd be. There's another magical girl whose whole thing is that she is a scientist, and she's brighter in color than Kazari Jun. She is brighter in color than her. Then Sasame Yozuru. Why? Just why? Like, I can respect the rest of the costume. Like, I first saw her and I'm like, oh, not too bad. I can see this. And then those are either oddly placed fabric patches or exposed skin. And I will tell you, that is not a place that you want to be exposed. There are so many veins there that are deadly if sliced. And, like, technically they can't die because of their way they contracted. But I'm pretty sure even a child would realize you want to cover that area because if it is cut, you are down. You are gone. Just uncomfortable, dangerous. Like, everything else in this design, beautiful. That one spot, it's pointless. There is no reason that there should be, like, a thigh window. Then, this one, Shion Chisato, this is a 14-year-old that they've basically put in, like, the classic attractive policewoman costume, but futuristic. Just, no. No. Every time, like, I went through the wiki to see if I could find ages, and every time I saw the age, like, I first saw her, I'm like, okay. I know there are ones that are like 17, 18, 14. A 14-year-old. So, then the final category, no, fabric doesn't work like that. Why do you do this? They did it to Mami Tomoe from the original series. Unless fabric is sewn to, like, be fitting around those, there's gonna be drapage around it. And the skin tight. No. Like, it's skin tight. Why is it like that? Like the actual character standing art that they have of these characters makes more sense than the ones they show for like the star level they are designs. Because though it's skin tight, you can tell that it's an extra layer of fabric. You can tell that, like, it's not gonna dip in the middle on the actual designs, but then you see the card designs, which are the artists who designed the characters in the first place. Except for the Mami Tomoe one. I am so sorry they did her dirty like that. But no. Why? Why would they dress them like that? Then, final words. I think they should stop hiring horny men to draw magical girls, because it always leads to things like this. Or it leads to a show where it's just like, you see more exposed than you should. Magical girl shows don't have to be attractive in that way. They're supposed to be about the plot. They're supposed to be about these girls fighting these evil monsters. That is the basis of a magical girl show. It is not supposed to be all fan service. But then they get the designers who make it pure fan service. And it shouldn't be pure fan service. But anyways, Aoki Yume, that's the original designer for the Madoka Magica girls. Be more like her. No fan service shots. We want to see good layered designs that that make sense. Like, these girls are fighting. The original girls, at least, they'll have like arm coverage or gloves or just some coverage. And then you'll just have random cuts in them when it's the Magia Record designs. And the main girls they use in the Magia Record anime, they have good designs. Like, they make sense. And then you get to the side characters from the gacha, and it's just, why? These are children. The oldest magical girl is 19, and she's been a magical girl since she was 12. And the other ones that are older, most of the magical girls are at the ages of. I don't have my notes out. Most of the magical girls are at the ages of 14 and 15. The youngest ones, being 5 of them at the age of 11. And yet, they have them designed like that. And there's like a whole bunch more that they didn't have the age listed for, and that were so close to a fine line that I wasn't sure whether or not they would fit into any of my criteria for what would consist of bad design, because most of them seemed like they worked, and it could make sense with the sort of themes they had, but there were a lot that were on a fine line that I didn't include because there's 70 plus girls in the anime. There's 110 at the very least, if not more, so I can't rank all of them. But in short, thank you for sitting through this rant. I just went off about this stupid design choices that they decide to do because they think it's going to be aesthetic. But you can have aesthetic and have it make sense for a character who is going to be fighting monsters created through despair. Thanks for listening.